Hello, I'm Hyper G. He's Lucky Sixes. PTG Proxy Table Gaming is here.
Nin Hao. Nin Hao.
Nin, nin how to you? Very good. And you're going to
Cool.
tell me where that's from?
No, but I will say, if you're in China, you'll know what I mean.
Very good, very good. I like it. I like it. Definitely not Google Translate helping you out there at all.
I have no idea whether that's right. It's probably ultra racist. I'm really sorry if it is.
You,
But
you should be sorry.
Nin Hao, nonetheless.
Say it again. That makes it better if you say it again.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. If you say it so many times, it cancels. Yeah, anyway. Right. Round four, Massacre is here
Yes,
for you, Lucky Sixes.
it is.
And hope was low.
Well, yes. I was third, still, crazily. But I was playing second, and this was Jack Chapman from the Thundercocks podcast,
Indeed,
doing
yeah.
all his shizzles. He was. What was it? It's basically. I needed a big win.
Yes.
Essentially, what it was. I think even if I get a 17-3, he goes through. So, I need a big win. A big win, I think. I think if I get an 18, let's say that, then I don't think fourth can catch me as well. So
Okay, so it's between the top three, which is
so it's
you, Jack, and who's top?
Gareth Willis. He's got
Of course he is, yeah.
55 points or something.
Sure,
He's like,
sure, yeah.
It's not even.
So he's clearly number one.
Yeah, yeah.
Jack is close.
Even if Jack 20'd, he wouldn't be able to get top. I don't think
Fair
so.
enough. Okay.
It's that race for second.
And Jack's got a decent buffer on you.
Yes, so he's got a lot of
Yeah.
points. This is the chosen list. Run up
Okay.
and beat stuff up. The vampire counts.
That didn't even give him enough time to pause.
No. You know the list. There's about 3
Yeah.
units. They run up and they fight
swing.
or they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Fair.
Jack's list. He has a vamp of 1,240 point.
Whoa!
Vampire, colossal dragon, occultism, wizard master chap. That's pretty cool.
Wow, that's amazing. What's Stormcaller? I've not seen that.
So it's part of one cast line, so you get a 5 up, I think, to shooting within 18
okay.
inches, which is pretty cool. Or maybe 24 or something like that.
Okay.
Fun casting, you get better discipline and things like that as well. So it's an interesting bloodline. But obviously,
I would say.
useful.
I
Yeah.
was going to say he hasn't got many characters, but then obviously a lot of points are in one character.
Yeah,
It
a
still
lot of
hasn't
points in
hit
there.
the max at all.
2 apprentice. They're basically binding scroll and healing caddies, which I find a very interesting concept. I thought he was.
Yeah.
He might have hit something here because 165 points for a heal and a binding scroll.
That's
is
amazing for vampires.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I might be looking at that.
Stealing that. Yeah.
Because he's exactly right. That's awesome.
That's cheap as chips, isn't it?
Really
Yeah.
good. So, 40 ghouls, big unit, 50 skeletons, Legion standard. From what I remember of Jackie, he always uses this sort of type of unit because they're really parry is decent. I overlook them a lot, and the parry is worth it on the skeletons, especially for the heals and things
Do
like
they
that.
have the cadaver wagon in them, or are they?
Can't remember,
literally
but we'll
just-
see.
Yeah, we will.
Unit of zombies, dire wolves, a big unit of gas, cadaver wagon, as you said, to improve the gas and other things. Barrow knights, 2 units of great bats, and 3 corpse giants, which I think is interesting.
I always look at vampires and I think they just haven't got anything that's scary, but
Yeah.
it just doesn't work out that way because of the regrowing and stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, the ghast is probably the biggest.
Yeah, that is scary.
Taking away the zombie dragon, of course, because the zombie dragon itself has distracting and stuff like that. So a lot of the time you're hitting on 5s, which is interesting. But yeah, so interesting to see. This is how it was deployed. It is, as we've said. I don't think we've said, but you might have seen before. Hold the centre and refuse flanks, or meeting engagement, as Paul said.
Yeah.
Looking at myself, chosen on the left, big unit, chosen in front of the Lust Warriors, chosen on the right. This is another one where I didn't know how to. I don't know how to use Lust Warriors. It's
Really?
simple. They're my silver helms of. From the highborns. I don't know how to use them. So
Fair enough.
Yeah, they are just there. They're helping me out a bit. My thought. So I put down. I think for first, we'll see in a sec. He puts all of his monsters on the left against that chosen unit. I'm like, okay, I probably can't take that much. Like they're good and they do go first, but I probably can't take all of that. Then
maybe not in one turn. Anyway.
Ghouls, ghasts, his cadaver wagon in with the zombies. Skeletons next to them, bats behind the monsters, behind the skeletons, and some dogs on the side. I'm actually pretty happy with the dogs on the side because I like my chosen on the right might take a few turns, but are pretty uncontested over there, so I'm pretty happy with that. My chosen and big block in the middle. It's just what I can do on the left to keep him at bay as much as possible with my chosen, and that's all I'm really going to try and do there. Over to my first turn.
Boom!
That's
here
exactly
you go.
What I do.
The relentless. You finally remember the relentless banner.
Yeah. I think I've used it in different times, but just not as aggressive as this, and perhaps as you should. The chosen on the left just do that. They just swivel. They swivel at the.
You say swivel or swiddle?
But maybe both. We'll see.
Okay.
As you've said, the relentless company just go straight up. Charge me, who cares?
But the other chosen unit have done the opposite.
Well, the other two chosen move up as much as they can. They've only got 10 inches of movement, so they one in the field, one on the flank, move up as much. The Lust Warriors just go behind the thing. My thought process is they'll probably go for the centre to add an extra thing there, but otherwise not too much really to say. I get some spells off. I think he might even let this go. I'm not even sure. So rerolls to hit and the Aegis. So you're not getting through that unit. He charges. Interestingly, I didn't think he would, based on the fact I had 2 buff spells on that unit. But he does. So
that's, your warrior unit is the one with the dark prelate in, isn't it? So
I've got all my characters in there. So
so that is because you were worried at one point.
Yeah, I don't think.
You don't think you did it wrong?
I don't think I have. So it's only the one, which is good to know.
So going back to the charge, that's a unit of ghouls charging and a unit of skeletons.
Ghouls and skeletons getting in against
warriors and chosen ones.
Interesting. So
buffed up as well.
Yeah, I was interested. I mean, I was pretty sure, regardless, it was whether or not I could do enough wounds to him to actually get through that.
Yeah, sure.
But still, it was an odd choice because I think even grinding wise, I think I do it. So, and for me, if he charges me, well, I guess he wants to hold me up one turn. Is what he wants.
Although surely his ghasts are a bit stuck while they're fighting that.
Yeah, and with my chosen on the left, there's only so much he can do to get counter charges as well. But I think he was sure that he could, so he just wanted to keep me in place. They both get in, obviously, because they're quite small.
Yeah, the skeletons have only just got the room to do that.
Yeah, which is good actually, because he wants as little in combat as possible there. And yeah, so we go on to remaining moves, and the arc comes on the left, leaving me some 11s or 12s or something like that.
You'll take them.
It's interesting. The bats come up to chaff on the right. Oh, in the middle,
sense.
sorry, and his dogs just turn around, basically. His cadaver wagon comes out of the unit, which was an interesting thing as well. I think just to give a buff to everyone as much as he could.
Okay, yeah.
There wasn't much in the way of magic, and I'd just go to town on the ghouls. I'm pretty sure this is after Crumble.
Sure.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's lost a few skeletons as well.
But yeah, I do loads. Yeah, I think that's the Crumble. I think he's lost 12 to Crumble because I put everything against walls.
And he started with 50 skeletons, so he's now down to like 35 odd. So they've only crumbled. Yeah,
I think they because they're steadfast. I think it's maximum 12, so they crumble,
that makes sense.
12, but yeah, so yeah, all right. Onto my turn. I charge here to get out of the way, and also to in my opinion, to give myself some room with this unit for reforming and stuff. I now want to get into the skeletons as much as possible. I have gone 6 wide with the warrior unit instead of 5 in order to get a few more attacks in. But I couldn't get any closer than that at this stage. So my chosen are just going to do that overrun and provide some room for my...
Yes, because you can reform to be within 1 inch if both units are in combat, right? But if one of them isn't in combat, you can't go wider.
You can't go into 1 inch after the first turn of combat if you weren't already. Yeah. So I couldn't have gone... I could have potentially gone 7 to get one more in, but I wouldn't. I would have become within 1 inch, so I couldn't. That's right, yeah. My Lust Warrior's just come up to be within the objective. It's on the just behind one of my chosen lords in the central unit. I can't remember whether I took this charge. I think I pussied out on the bottom.
No.
Yeah.
Well, for the first time ever, you turned down an 11.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Or I charged and I went double charge. 1. Yeah. So I'm not sure. Guys on the top move up. I don't know what I did. Because I do remember thinking, well, you're going to all charge me anyway. So why don't I charge and hope to get one of them and then kill one
and overrun through,
Yeah. So I do remember thinking that. Whether I did it or not, I'm not sure. But I get Rod of Battle on them after I've moved in some capacity to here, so that at least when I'm going first, I hit better.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you didn't take any DTs in the forest, in the water.
Yeah,
so maybe you did.
Maybe that was a thing. Over here, I kill this many. I think this is before Crumble and before moving around and stuff. He doesn't do too many to me. He might kill 1 or 2, I'm not sure. But I destroy all the ghouls and just move over as much as humanly possible over this way.
Yeah, and you've already overrun with your other unit on the bats as well.
Which allowed them to do so. I'm a bit out of place with the Chosen, but I'm not too bothered really in that case. And what it means is that I think the zombie dragon cannot see that unit.
Oh, that's a bonus.
Which means I think. But yeah, what it does do though, everything else is in the front. The giant's a bit too far away from the central unit, and I think the zombie dragon is just out because I'm able to move over.
Cool.
Like that. So the Chosen going in, I guess, was really good from my point of view, and overrunning. Onto his turn, and for some reason we've flipped. Maybe it's an overview from his side. I'm not sure.
Very cool.
But basically, he doesn't. I want to say he doesn't charge. With the
ghasts. The ghasts haven't charged. The giants have just moved forward.
I think because 1 or 2 of them were a bit further away, he didn't want to charge. But yeah, the necromancers are just out behind the dragon now as well, just chilling. The bats come up to, I guess, chaff, but I'm not sure why. And the dogs chaff my chosen units both, and the cadaver bug can go back in the zombies. So there is that. He creates a unit of zombies here, basically to try and stop me getting into the dragon once I inevitably
kill the skeletons.
And so this chaff becomes a chaff for with the zombies, basically. I let it go because it's still a 10, and I don't think I lose anything by trying it.
No.
So, I kill the skeletons. I turn to face like so. I charge both in because at worst case scenario it's a slingshot for my unit on the right.
Yeah.
This is where I do it. So I think I need.
Finally.
I think I need a 9. He's moved in, so it's basically an auto for him. But I think I need it's a relatively high charge. I obviously don't have Swiss Stride or nothing. And I'm like, well, because there has to be an inch between them, I can get through. So if I get through, I'll get out of this whole scenario of all these. So I do it, thinking this is the best case. But here, I roll a double 1.
Oh, right.
I don't take any DTs, to be fair, but I mean their goose is cooked, should we say? I get into the dogs on the top. I get into the zombies, ovs. And I need a 10 to get into the dragon. So if I can do that, happy days. I get re-rolls to hit off on these. I think
very good.
I'm basically flitting between that and for a battle, and he's flitting between the two as well. I'm not sure what his binding scrolls have stopped, but they have stopped stuff. So
well, you've doubled up on spell effects, haven't you, in a lot of cases? So
and this is an overview after I kill the
zombies and the dogs.
The zombies and the dogs, and I run like 3 inches, I think, with the central unit, but I'm not fussed about leaving a flank with the zombies because I'll kill as many. He'll kill as many of him going into me with the spike shields. Yeah.
I mean, really, you're not too fussed about that unit at the bottom near the water because your 4 units are completely healthy.
Absolutely, and I'm winning the objective easily. There's no chance I'm definitely going to win the objective now. So it's really whether I can clean up at this stage is an interesting thing. The bottom is how much I can get of the bottom. Really, is the key. I think I'm going to get 1 giant when he goes in, but then it's dealing with the other attacks, and I'm probably going to lose that unit. So, I mean, we get straight onto it. He declares charge with all 3. But only gets in with 2. Now he only needed like 4s and 5s here, so that was really unlucky not to get on with all 3. And actually, because of like he is how he is to minimise my attacks, but I've got 18 attacks on that giant.
Yeah,
re-rolling to hit and wounding on 3s. I'm pretty sure I'm going to kill a giant here.
Absolutely, yeah.
He's got 8 wounds, so it's whether I can do it. But he's got no save of any kind whatsoever. So, 18 hits, hitting on 3s with a re-roll, wounding on 3s.
Yeah.
Should kill 8. And then, I mean, that's not even counting the ones on the other side. So, interesting scenario, really. This is what he does with everything else. One really interesting thing and I say interesting, I don't understand it, is that he chaffed with his dragon.
Well, if it's chaff, or he's said, I don't care about your chosen Lord Warrior unit, I'm standing in front of you anyway.
Yeah.
It's intriguing.
I didn't understand. I kind of said, okay, at the time. I was like, alright. He's pretty confident of him. The cadaver wagon's out the way, the zombies go up to chaff, no worries. The ghasts aren't bothered by the lust, so I guess this is to stop me going into the ghasts. I think it was a bit of a Hail Mary, in that he wants to try and I don't know if I'm honest.
Well, because he's got 2 necromancers as well. They could have just stood in front of your warrior unit instead.
So interesting choice.
Yeah.
I kill a giant and do 6 to the other. It's nice. No joke. However, the giant goes back.
Oh, Jesus.
Right? And does 18 wounds.
Because that was the unit chosen, yeah. How? Oh, with Stomp.
He also... what I've
5 attacks basic.
What I have failed to mention is that all his giants have multiple wounds too.
Ah, right. That makes sense now.
So he does 18 wounds, which means he does 9 still.
Sure, that's pretty good.
Which is awesome. And I'm just like, oh, okay, I thought I did well. So I've got 14 wounds and a standard, which I was like, yeah, pretty good at. He's got 18.
Oh, man.
And I flee. I get away. But very interesting there. The interesting thing is, because that was his turn, he doesn't catch me. If I rally and he charges, I could kill him. Before he strikes. There's a distinctive chance that I kill him at this point. So I'm very intrigued as to what happens here. Again, we flip for some reason. I do not rally.
I was going to say he's legged it. Yeah.
The chosen now at the top, but was at the bottom. The Lost Warriors stay as they are. I charge into his dragon because,
of course you do.
Why not? Yeah. The chosen charge. Well, one of the chosen charge into the zombies. The other turn round to maybe get some gas or something.
So was he thinking that the zombie dragon has a duel and only has to take on one of your characters?
He is distracting and all that stuff. So I think I'm hitting him 4s because I'm higher offensive. So yeah, maybe. However, I get all the buffs.
Oh boy! Wow. So what's that? That's Rod of Battle.
So +1 to hit, rerolls to wound, and 5 up Aegis. I think he like 2-diced and failed the Aegis one.
Sure.
But I mean, this is that I couldn't have asked for better.
He must have already used his binding scrolls at this point, because
well, I do have another reroll to wound, and I think he binding scrolled that reroll to wound.
Okay. Or Spectral Blades.
Yeah. Or I rolled really well and he used all his dice or something. But I've still got a minimum of 6 dice afterwards, so I'm not sure, really. Yeah. We crack on. I think this must be in combat, I can't remember. But that was it, basically. So this is the final picture. I haven't got the final picture thing here.
You kill the dragon.
I kill him with the Burning Portent Lord, essentially.
So he does declare a duel. And...
Well, I guess he has to minimise all of my lords going in. I accept with the Burning Portent Lord. I'm going first, I think, because I've charged. I'm hitting him, because of Rod of Battle, I'm now hitting him on 3s rather than 4s because of just the distracting. I've got 5 attacks. I think
and you're on multiple wounds, aren't you?
Multiple wounds, D3. And he's I don't think he has an Aegis or anything like that, so...
He's Fortitude, isn't it? The zombie dragon?
Yeah. I've got my Aegis, whatever, stops me dying for whatever reason, but I think I do like 4 or 5 wounds to him. Yeah. And, I mean, the rest is history, really. The crumbleness. And yeah.
So his necromancers take over as general?
So his necromancers would take over, but I've killed him. I turned to face the gas. The Chosen obviously killed the zombies at the top. Realistically, even his gas going in without magic, without his Wizard Master,
because you attack first.
Rather irrelevant, especially as I've got all of the buffs.
Of course, yeah.
And we call it there, basically. I'll see if I can go back to an overview. We say... because he calls it, it's like, you just have the points, because like, even if we like, this is like turn 3, because it's like, well, you're gonna, if I don't charge, you're gonna kill my gas. Then it's just a case of whether you get the giant, but the giant surviving, and even the giant and the 2 necromancers surviving isn't enough to get him 1 point.
Okay, sure.
So, and the cadaver wagon's only movement 4, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to get that.
Catch him. So you're pretty sure the ghasts are dead then.
So at this point, I give him the Chosen unit, which is 730, I think. But again, in 5,000 points, you need like 1,500 to get a point.
I know.
It ends up at 20-0.
Wow, what a result!
And I squeezed through in second by 2 points, I think it is.
I'm intrigued in so many ways with that battle.
Yeah, I mean, lots went my way. I think if there's 2 moments in the battle, which I'll talk about, I think, which ended up making the 20. One quite far back in the
charging ghouls and skeletons.
Yes, so the skeletons and ghouls charged. And this is halfway through the combat.
Yeah.
I think the issue for Jack was that he was setting up the counter charges, and then
then you moved over.
Then I moved over, which meant that I'm pretty sure his zombie dragon couldn't now see them
in the
flank, which is obviously what he wanted.
Although technically it would have still ended up in a duel. And then
he would have ended up in a duel. Him charging might have been a bit different. I haven't got all the buffs.
You wouldn't have had the buffs off,
but I am against the skeletons. So
combat res would have eliminated them.
I should kill maybe 10 at least.
Well, you accept the duel with your champion, don't you, instead, and then just
potentially
limit his attacks.
But even then, the grind itself will because he charges in. Let's say. I think it might have even been, even if I wasn't out of combat or out of line of sight, I'd moved over to maximise, which he didn't expect.
Yeah, sure.
was the thing.
And that was possible because your other unit had killed his bats and overrun forward.
Yes, and so a few things. So that was, I guess, as good a play as I could have done, or let's say I didn't make any mistakes to make him not go in or not be able to see me. Which was interesting. So I mean, I did go 6 wide the turn before, and then I've moved over as well. So I guess you have to do those things, and they seem like the obvious thing, but you still have to do them, right?
Well, I potentially missed an opportunity to do that against Trent when I could have gone 9 wide or 10 wide.
Sure.
So fair play to you for remembering. That,
I guess
it did have a big effect on killing more skeletons.
It had a massive effect on that whole scenario, actually, and it meant that all these monsters were going for my one chosen while I just cleaned up the rest. So I guess it had an impact. I thought it was more obvious than I guess perhaps it could have been, but it was that the second one, which I don't. Jack's gonna have to comment. Gelmarus, you're gonna have to comment, mate, because I don't see. I mean, that's
zombie dragon.
Yeah, yes, this one. I don't see why you chaffed with the zombie dragon.
Yeah,
it's 1,240 points.
Even if he doesn't duel, combat res are you charging him?
Yeah, I don't know what the play was here, and that is probably me not knowing because I don't ever use a zombie dragon. The other thing I guess to mention is that if he keeps his zombie dragon alive,
only the zombie dragon.
Well, let's say his zombie dragon flies off and runs away, right? I'm not sure I'm getting enough points to get through.
And that would mean Jack is through because he's above you.
I think so. Yeah. So he's only 1,240 points, but he is, I guess, 1,440 with the general.
And the general, yeah.
So it's close to that 1 point. I needed an 18, so it's whether or not I guess he could save everything else because
the dragon and one other thing.
So maybe giant.
He had giants that could run away. The giants can literally be in each corner.
Yeah, I mean, you put the giants in, and not getting all 3 means, I mean, he perhaps could have and should have lost both. Really, but yeah, it's interesting. It's a play that I didn't understand, and I thought
we should have got Jack on the report, shouldn't we?
We should have really, yeah.
Yeah.
But needless to say, I mean, I did get the rub of the green as well, like with the giant.
I think you played it well.
I think with the giant, the third giant not getting in, it gave me a chance down there.
Yes.
I mean, his other giant just went to town, so let's not. I mean,
exactly.
He had 9 attacks, right? No.
Yeah,
11 attacks. He did 9 wounds.
12 attacks on him, and it did 6.
Yeah. So I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I've done 14 wounds to your 2 giants. See you later, sort of thing, and then it's my turn, so I'll charge over giant. Happy days, we got this. But then when his giant did 18 wounds, I know the multiple wounds too, but still 9 out of 11 attacks.
Yeah.
It's still for a giant. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's wounded me on 2s, but he's hit me on 4s, and it's like,
are the stomp multiple wounds as well, or not?
Don't know. I
that
don't
would
know.
have added to it, but still. So some of the 9
can't
wounds
remember.
he did to you would have been
stomp.
stomps.
Yeah. Can't remember, to be honest. And if Jack does, then let us know. But yeah, so I got the rubber green there. Getting all 3 spells off in the middle was obviously
that's big. Yeah.
Big at the right time as well. So the rubber green definitely came my way. But yeah, an interesting battle and 20-0 and qualification from nowhere. Whoop. So I'm at least 8th.
That's awesome.
I was happy. I was very happy for, and very surprised actually. So,
but what it does mean is you've now got to battle more games online.
I know.
And the whole point of taking this Warriors list was that you can get 4 rounds done, 20 minutes of battle. Everyone's happy.
I mean, this was. I mean, overall between the 4 battles, I think I've played 45 minutes. So they have been very short. I know that the first one, the Saurians one, which was a bit of a standoff, was maximum 2 hours. The second one was maybe an hour and a bit because it turned 2. The third one was my turn 3, so that maybe 2 and a bit hours. So it's been really quick either way. And then this one,
and that's what you wanted. So
end of turn 4. So
yeah, really good.
Yeah, so I mean, it was one of them where I've probably done more talking than playing. But
that's not hard.
I'm not sure that's different to usual. Yeah. But nonetheless, we sort of whizzed through and boom, bada boom, bada boom, 20-0 into the quarterfinals. So there is some more Massacre / Warhol.
Awesome.
Goodness coming your way.
It's funny, really, because going into round 4, you would be forgiven for saying that I had more chance of qualifying than you did.
Absolutely.
Because I was sitting in joint second.
Well, you had 33 points and I had 26, I think.
Yeah. But matchups and dice were
and
incredible.
I think matchups are a thing
for me
as well.
Matchup was definitely what lost me my game.
Because let's be honest, I've lost 2 and won 2 against vampires. So maybe that's it. Maybe I just 20-0 vampires every time.
Maybe.
But it was enough to get me through. So
great.
The quarters onwards, we should say, are completely objective focused as well.
So you could kill all of your opponent and lose the battle because you didn't win the objective.
Yep.
Interesting.
I mean, the VPs do. Sorry, the points do count, but just on rank you.
Just for the ranking.
If you do that, you probably come highest of that round, and so highest gets 5th, etc. So into the quarters, and I played Trent.
Trent.
So
yes, interesting. All shooty.
All shooting.
Not all
so
shooty,
again, it's another one.
Just Red Knights. Yeah.
It's another one where it's going to be combat versus shooting, and the issue. Well, no, not the issue. The good thing I have is I have toughness 4 and armor. And
I had res 3 and no armor
and pyro.
And pyro. So it's a totally different scenario, really.
It is different. I'm hoping my armor can hold up a bit more and I get into combat, but it's still a lot of shooting, a lot of maneuverability, and his Dread Knights are higher elite. But we will get onto that all in due course. I'm going to get drunk and celebrate the qualification.
You should.
And
you should.
Yeah, await my quarterfinal match.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah, great. So we won't have a sum up of this Warriors list yet because there is more to play.
Yeah. All right. So give us comments on the battle, what you thought. I guess if I should have done anything different, what your thoughts were on Jack's play as a vampire player. Like, share, subscribe. Check us out on all the social medias, Patreon if you want as well. All the links are below. And look forward ahead to some more Warhol and online battles. Yeah,
good stuff. Excellent. Well, good luck in the quarters onwards, mate.
Thank you.
Wish I could see you there. Great. See you soon then, folks.
See you later.